from his home in Ottawa is Tom Harris from the International Climate Science Coalition. And Tom, like you, I cannot get enough of Michael Moore's new documentary, Planet of the Humans. I don't know, it's got everything. It's got all the things that we've been talking about from a climate realism perspective and a skeptical eye at green energy and how green energy is really just sort of a fraud. But also the screeching and harping of the left, it's pleasing me a lot that this criticism is coming from one of their own. But you have really done an in-depth examination of Michael Moore's new movie. And so I thought I'd have you on to talk about it. So welcome to the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to be on, Sheila. Yeah, that film is truly amazing, and I do encourage people to watch it. I mean, it makes incredibly good points, like you just said, but it is fundamentally flawed in three ways. First of all, he thinks that we are causing dangerous climate change. Secondly, he thinks that fossil fuels are bad. And thirdly, he thinks that capitalism is the root of all evil when it comes to environmental degradation. But I'd like to describe to you how he's both right and wrong with an analogy.
Great.
Let's pretend we go back to medieval times, and there was a town that believed in dragons, and they thought their village was being threatened by dragons. And it turned out that the mayor of the town was a manufacturer of toothpicks. So he convinced the people that they could defend themselves against the dragons by using toothpicks. Well, like in The Emperor's New Clothes, a child points out, well, you can't kill a dragon with a toothpick. That's ridiculous. And so Michael Moore is very much like the child in this movie. He's right that you can't kill dragons. In this case, you can't stop climate change with wind and solar power. It's ridiculous. But he believes that we are actually being invaded by dragons. He thinks that there is dangerous climate change. So it's really interesting. It's a mixed message. The movie is wonderful. It's done. Production is incredible. I mean, you're not bored even for a second, even though it's a long film. It's an hour and 40 minutes. But the bottom line is that he shows that, in fact, many of the myths of the green energy deal are actually ridiculous. For example, it's okay to take the top off a mountain to put up wind-killing bird turbines, but you can't do it for coal, And so he says, well, these kinds of things are ludicrous. And he asks some of the people that he interviews, well, what's going on here? And they say point blank, the green energy advocates are lying. So, it's a civil war that's going to erupt, in fact, has already started within the green movement. And hooray, let them fight each other. It'll make them weaker overall.
If you'd like to get access to my show, as well as other great TV-style shows too, like Ezra's Nightly, Ezra Levant Show, and David Menzies' Friday night show, Rebel Roundup, just go to rebelnews.com/subscribe. That's rebelnews.com/subscribe.